If you are somebody who is not being able to complete the GS papers in time, then this video is for you. So if you want to score more than 400 in the GS papers and want to get a rank, then it has become a norm these days that you need to complete all questions in GS paper 1, 2, 3, and 4, and that too with good quality. So there are different sorts of that, different kinds of people who are not able to complete the paper on time because of different reasons. The first ones are the ones who are not able to do it because of slow handwriting. There are others who are not being able to do it because of lack of knowledge, maybe. And there are others who want to make a great point of out of all the points that they are writing, and because of that they waste a lot of time in thinking of points, and that leads to basically wasting of time, because you have 7 minutes for a 10 marker, 11 minutes for a 15 marker, and within that time only you need to complete every question that is there. So let's see some simple and practical ways to complete all questions with good quality, and if you implement them even without practicing them beforehand, you will get good results and you will thank me later. So you're supposed to stick to the following rules. So let's see, I've charted down rules based on my experience. So the rule one is for attempting 15 markers, will be true for GS paper 1, 2, and 3. So first of all, you must attempt at least one part of the question, ranging from number 13 to 14 and 17 and 18. 13, 14, 17, and 18. These question numbers make a rule before going to the exam that you are going to attempt at least one part through flowcharts. And I'm going to show you how these flowcharts work. And in one out of these four questions, you need to attempt two parts using flowcharts. So when you use flowcharts, you also occupy space, you make all the points, and still you save a lot of time because you're writing in short. So what is the basic way of writing using these flowcharts? For example, just look at this topper copy. So here one part of the question is being addressed by using the shape and then writing all the points here. So the problem with people who are using flowcharts still is they want to give examples in every dimension they are opening through the flowchart. So that's not something that you should do. You just open the dimensions because you're already not completing all the questions, and this is the norm for flowcharts. Maybe at max 2 to 3 points that you write out of 7 or 8. uh, Max 7 or 8 points that you write, 2 to 3 points you can substantiate using examples and data. Less you just make arguments. Just you just open dimensions. So look at this particular flowchart. This must be one part of the question, and if you count them, there are 6 points that are being made, and there are no examples given as such, right? See the second flowcharts that is there. There are impediments that you are supposed to highlight for a particular question, and there are just keywords given. So you can also use keywords or arguments. Low transparency, protection for whistleblowers, enforcement of contracts, and just look here. These two dimensions are basically substantiated using more arguments here. So this is another way of doing it. You can choose your own way. These are very simple ways. You can like write the heading, then underline it, and then write all the keywords: bottom up approach, community participation, technology wasn't used in monitoring. You can also, like, sometimes you will not come up with exact keywords, so keywords that are there, you can mention them. It will be very short and it will make an impact. And if you're not able to basically come up with keywords, you can write a sentence also, but when you write in this format, you will make more points using less space. So this is also one copy where the similarities are written this way. So ideologies, communalism, capitalism, respectively. So these four points have been made. Yeah, the space is also occupied. It looks like you address the part and you made the arguments. And here also you see, not examples, not data, no substantiate, just making arguments in one part of the question, that will be sufficient. This is also another topper copies. These are these screenshots are taken from copies of toppers who have scored more than 110 in respective papers. And I analyzed like 100 best copies of those who scored the highest in GS papers, more than 100 copies, and then I took out like the value addition material from them that you can see on my channel. That will be posted in the description below. So based on that experience, I can tell you this. So here also, impact of drug abuse. There you can see 65 working adults. This is just one data that is being mentioned, and rest you will see there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 arguments that have been made. So 6 dimensions you are opening here. Secondly, rule number 2 for attempting 10 markers. So now you already are attempting 4 15 markers using where you will be addressing one part using flowchart. Here for 3 questions, question number 3, 5 and 8. So it is why I am choosing particular question 13, 14, 17 and 18, because everybody is going to basically write a not so good 19th or 20th question or 10th question. But if you can like balance it and you can sprinkle your flowcharts in between, then it will look more natural, and it will not give an idea that you were short of time while you were writing the 19th question or 20th question. You should use them in between and make a rule before going to the paper. So here also question number 3, 5 and 8 you can choose to basically address at least one part using the flowchart. So that's the only rule for the 10 marker. Just look at the next thing now. For calculation and readjustment of time per question. So now this is very important. This is where like people when start writing answers because they want to be very perfect in every answer, so they forget that they will be having 7 minutes for a 10 marker and 11 minutes for a 15 marker. So how you should go about it, I will give you a basic guideline which is proven, used by many toppers, you has been very effective in GS mains papers. In particular, you should attempt the first 5 questions first, because you want to make a good impression. The first 10 markers in GS paper 1, 2 and 3, you attempt those questions first, and ideally according to the 7-minute rule they should be completed within 35 minutes, right? So you keep a watch with you obviously, and then you keep looking at the watch that within 35 minutes you are supposed to, and within 7 minutes you are supposed to answer every question. Within 35 minutes ideally you will be attempting 5 questions, but when you start writing there is a lot of inertia, you're not able to complete the questions within the stipulated 7 minutes. So deduct 1 minute from every question number, and that too in a reverse order. So if you are taking 36 minutes, then the 20th question should be done in 10 minutes. If you are taking 37 minutes, then the 19th question should be done in 10 minutes, and if you are taking 38, then 18, then so on. This way you can go about it, and maybe I'm hoping that the question number 13, 14, 17 and 18, you will be, because you will be using flowcharts, so you'll already be basically taking less time. So maybe there it will balance. So you need to have a very good mental calculation in your mind. So you go from question number 1 to 5 in the beginning, and then write question number 11 to 15, and then this way you move on 11 to 15 and 11 to 20, and then come back to question number 6. Follow the rule that question number 3, 5, 8, question number 13, 14, 17, 18, whatever these questions are, like in GS paper 1, 2, 3 and 4, you can address one parts, because generally you make 2 parts for a 10 marker and 3 parts for a 15 marker. So there one part is being addressed in the 10 markers and the 15 markers, and also 2 parts in one question out of those 4 questions between 11th and the 20th. Now is very important rule, this one as well, micro time management in individual questions. So every question, although it has 7 minutes or 11 minutes, then but you should also in your mind have this idea that there will be limited time for certain parts of the question. So for example, for a 10 marker, you for reading the question you can take 20 seconds. So when you already know that you're going beyond 20 seconds, then you can hurry, so that within every question you can manage time more effectively, so that you can address the question with quality, right? Then you use your introduction in 45 seconds. So in 45 seconds, the maximum that you can write is probably 2.5 lines. So that's how you limit your introduction to the most relevant one as well, and you will move on to the body where you get marks, right? You cannot do away with introduction and conclusion, but you get more marks in body, because there you write points. And then the first page, other than the intro, should be done in 2.5 minutes. Second page without the conclusion should be done in 2.5 minutes, and then conclusion must be done in 45 seconds, and there is a buffer that you get. So it's all 7 minutes in total. The same thing you can do for a 15 marker. There is just slightly longer time for reading the question. Reading the question also means that you frame parts mentally. Mentally you prepare these parts. You break down you make the structure of the question, that how many parts I'll be making and how many headings and what headings I'll be having. So 30 seconds you get for that, 45 seconds for the intro, 2 minutes and 45 seconds for page 1, the entire page 1 apart from the intro. Then page 2 should be 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Page 3 must be 2 minutes and 30 seconds, because you till then you already created a flow, and conclusion 40 seconds and 10 seconds of buffer time. This is the ideal way of going about it. If you stick to it, then you will be completing the paper in time and also with good quality. So use these techniques. I'll post this PDF also on my Techniclab channel, that I'll be posting in the description, right? And rule 5, now, because you want to manage time effectively, so maybe you can just take this stopwatch, because this is allowed in all the centers of UPSC. So you can take this watch so that you can like see the time, where you can manage time and you can observe time very effectively during the exam time. So make sure that you attempt all the questions, even if the quality deteriorates in a few. But it is a very important deal. If you want to like get good marks in GS, then you need to attempt all the questions. Thank you so much for watching. You can subscribe to the channel if you liked it. You can let me know in the comments if you think, if you have reviews regarding the videos or whatever I do. Thank you so much.